Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? Oh, sometimes you need that first sip. Thank you for being with me for mine. I hope you had an amazing weekend. So we got back from our honeymoon. I had one um, message about um, how the Carl ended up in Emerge. Then another message that everything's getting better. And then the week just anyway, Carl's all better. Fine. In fact, um, the week went a little not so because just did. It was busy, and I'm trying to take some time to breathe and spend some time with me this week. But I can't do that without spending time with you. Um, it's funny because sometimes I don't like my own company. Sometimes I get frustrated with who I am and how I am and my responses, my gut reactions to things, and even how my body moves and or doesn't. And yesterday we had an amazing talk at church, and it was about trauma and the fact that God doesn't want just your spirit whole. He would like everything about you to be whole. Your emotional world, your mental health, your physical body. And so he's allowed for some scientific understandings that help your body, like no shame in medicine, that help your mind. Oh, guess what? No shame in therapy or medicine, which is good because I'm taking my meds right now. But he's helped us learn some things and how trauma has impacted our lives. And if we're going to live peaceful lives, and the whole series is called Shalom, we have to be willing to talk about our trauma, be vulnerable with a therapist in order to experience love on a relational level, whether friends or spouse. We need to be vulnerable with each other. And it's really hard to do when we're acting like a goalie trying to keep all the goals out, right? Like it's really hard to be vulnerable with people. And as I was sitting there, and I had a really great chat with my friends on Saturday morning, and that's my health and wellness Zoom meeting to launch into the weekend and make sure everything's good. And we had some really great ideas and some good planning this time around, and no like a gentle kick in the butt is what I'm trying to say. No excuses, just we got to get at this. And so following through with that, because I was talking about my plan this week is to actually sit with and acknowledge everything we've been through since July. Right? Just right down to from Jimmy's camp being adjusted because of COVID, and Carl's parents not being able to come and visit us because of cancer, and my dad having a heart attack, and my uncle being in and out of hospital and not knowing which ends up for that. And then everything that happened this fall with the car accident and Jimmy's medication and back to school. Oh, guess what? Hannah's in grade 12. And then there was this thing called a wedding somewhere in there, and a honeymoon, and then an emergency room. Like, I have to sit with those things. And I have to acknowledge that a lot happened. And it's okay to acknowledge that. And it's hard to do while on the run. Thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. This thing, then this thing, then this thing. Like this weekend, I was given the privilege of singing at a beautiful funeral for someone who loved Jesus and whose life exuded Jesus. And as I was listening to people talking about how it wasn't religion, it was a way of life, it was how she cared for everyone around her. When she had no money, she found money to give to other people. When she had nothing, she created something. And she just loved other people for Jesus' sake. And I thought, that's what I want people to say about me when it's my turn to go. And how am I doing that if I don't take care of me so that I can take care of other people? And I have to acknowledge what's going on. I have to sit with. And so we go from this sit with concept from Saturday into Sunday's talk about trauma and taking care of yourself and doing whatever is necessary, because it's not just grab your Bible and pray. Like, it's grab your Bible, pray, and whatever else you need to do, whether it's taking vitamins, whether it is talking to a therapist, whether it's investing in something that's for you to bring you some sort of healing. Because a wounded person is going to either be a wounded healer or a wounded hurter, a wounded wounder. And it's up to us, and everyone has experienced trauma, and are we going to use that trauma to help others, or are we going to use it to hurt others? And those concepts are from Henry Nouwen. I don't want to start to quote things that I don't give credit for. But, yeah, so I was just sitting with all of that, and I went, okay. And one of the spiritual gifts that I have that has been dormant for a long, long time is being resurrected in my relationship with Carl, because he has the gift of hospitality. And last night we sat around Grandma's table in community, and there were 9 of us around this table in this tiny little apartment. That's why you can see all the dishes. I let God do the drying last night. I'll put them away, but I washed them, he dried, and because Carl went right out to the truck and he left the yard today at 5 a.m. for a 2-week trip. But it was really important to him to have family and community around this table before he left. And I thought, yeah, it's time for a new normal. It's time for a new, like, I have an open door policy, but that doesn't mean it's always open. Like, it is available to be open. That lock just, and people are welcome here anytime. But in today's world, they need an invitation. So here's my invitation to you. If you are local and you are in need of companionship, if you just want to go out for dinner sometime, send me a message. And we will arrange that next time Carl's home, well, maybe not next time he's home, but we will book next time he's in the cooking a great big meal mode. We'll have you come, and we will let you sit around this table with me in real life. If you are not local, but you need a Zoom chat, talk to me, and we'll figure out when and how. Again, I'm not just going to drop everything. I would need to organize it, because my schedule does matter and I need to take care of my own. But in doing that, let's take care of yours too. If we want to eat wings while we Zoom, I can make wings, you make wings, and we can have a wing night. I'm just saying. But if you are from out of town and are coming through, let's get together. Because I think community is so healing and so important. And I miss opening this space and saying, come in. You are welcome here. You're going to be squished here, so wear a t-shirt, because it's going to get hot and warm. But you're welcome. Because life is about living. I was watching a TV show. I'll close with this. Sound like a Baptist pastor going, oh no, I'll close with this. Anyway, I was watching this TV show, and this father was dying, and the daughter was there, like young middle school daughter, and she said, I need you to be honest with me, Dad. Are you going to die? And he said, yes, but we all die. And it's not about how we die. It's about how we live. And I thought, that's the gospel. That's the good news. Right there. Is that Jesus came. He didn't say get the right theology. I think there's going to be mercy for wrong theology. But there will not be mercy for not showing justice, for not loving your neighbor, for not taking care of the widows and orphans, for not giving to the poor. Those things were so evident in Jesus' life. And it's how we live. It's not what's up here, it's what's here. So yeah, dig into your theology. I love those discussions too. I want to have them with you. I want to know what makes you tick. But ultimately, it's if Jesus is in the heart of who I am, if I have invited him here, how will I treat others, including myself? That's where I am this week. This was way too long. I love you a whole lot, and you're getting like 3 in 1. So just remember that I love you. I do a whole lot. And grab yourself a coffee and a mug from Peggy's Cove. Don't forget your water. That says, don't bug this lady. This is water, I promise you. It's not always water, but it is water. Yesterday it had fruit juice in it, but I love this mug. Cup, glass, whatever we want to call it. Anyway, goblet. Know that I love you. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground, but don't forget to get your head in the clouds a little bit today. Sweet dreams. Bye.